Good morning. Good morning. Oh, I will never get tired of that, especially after those 2 years of COVID. Welcome to the Umpqua Unitarian Universalist Congregation on this first Sunday of November already. The leaves are beginning to change colors. They've already done it. And all of the hot, dry summer is gone, and now we totally had rain last night. So I'm Glennis Peterson. I wish to thank our greeters, Alan Mary Herring, and I would like to draw attention to the insert on the order of service where it lists upcoming events and other things. I'm just looking at this now. Yeah, so there's plenty of things to look at there. And I will gently remind you to turn off your phone. To help those in our community who suffer from food insecurity, we now join with several Roseburg churches in support of the Fish Pantry. We will now collect your food or money donations for fish. So we got an extra hour of life this morning, extra hour of sleep, and still I was running late. It doesn't matter. Thank you all so much for your generosity. It really goes for a good cause. There's nothing that a little bit of food and love won't help. I would like to welcome all of you at home. We are so glad you're joining us and that we have the means for you to do that. I would like to acknowledge the people who lived before us where this beloved sanctuary now stands. This is the land of the Umpqua people, whose name graces both forks of the river and this valley, and whose name has been chosen as the name of this congregation. This land acknowledgement is in recognition of their gifts and the beginning of atonement for harms done and part of the path towards healing. I would like to announce that our speaker today is our dear friend Donna Smith, and for those of you who don't know her, I will tell you more about her later. But right now we have a special announcement from Merlin. Come on up.
Good morning.
Good morning. Oh, they do it
I like that. Okay. This is the time of the year that we spend time thinking about others. And there are children in our community that are really short on Christmas. And so what we do each year is we have a Christmas tree, and I go over to I can't remember the name of it now. It's a place that helps the children during the day, and we ask them for names of children and what they need. And so they give us tags with a name and the age and something they need, and we put it on a Christmas tree back there. And we invite everybody to adopt a child. So that will start soon. I may have the tree up next week. We'll see. Thank you.
Donna?
I don't have my stand. I just wanted to. Oh, it's okay. It's okay. It'll just be for a second here. I can go like this. I'm on my tiptoes. I just wanted to bring your awareness to the fact that Bonnie Anderson and I are giving a workshop on November 11th, 11/11, which is this Saturday. The details are up on the board there, and so I invite you to look at that and see if it's something you might be interested in. Thank you. I will later, Betsy.
Okay, and I do have one more order of business here. This week is the week of Positive Open Mic. If you're going to be here, you love music, you like to do anything, really, read poems. It's Wednesday night right here, second Wednesday of every month, starts at 6:30 and runs until 8. I'm so sorry, I'm going to be out of town now. Again. Okay. Well, the abundance of our lives together, as we light our chalice, it's a symbol of gratitude. As we celebrate the abundance of our lives together, in this sanctuary, we harvest bushels of strength for one another and offer our crop with the hands of compassion and generosity. In the authentic and gentle manner of our connections, we cultivate a simple sweetness to brighten our spirits. May we be grateful for the ways we nourish and uplift each other, for it is the sharing of this beloved time together that sustains us. The following are words to Robin Kimmerer, author of the book Braiding Sweetgrass. When she was asked if she could write about the Thanksgiving, or if she asked if she could write about the Thanksgiving address, quote, "Of course you should write about it. It's supposed to be shared. Otherwise, how can it work? We've been waiting for 500 years for people to listen. If they'd understand the Thanksgiving then, we wouldn't be in this mess." Please rise in body or spirit and join us in singing number 21, For the Beauty of the Earth.
For the beauty of the earth, for the splendor of the skies, for the love which from our birth over and around us lies. Source of all, to thee we raise this, our hymn of grateful praise. For the joy of ear and eye, for the heart and mind's delight, for the mystic harmony, linking sense to sound and sight. Source of all, to thee we raise this, our hymn of grateful praise. For the wonder of each hour, of the day and of the night, hill and vale and tree and flower, sun and moon and stars of light. Source of all, to thee we raise this, our hymn of grateful praise. For the joy of human care, sister, brother, parent, child, for the kinship we all share, for all gentle thoughts and mild. Source of all, to thee we raise this, our hymn of grateful praise.
Well, now has come the time of our service when we remember our joys and concerns with silent or spoken candles. Regarding the significant milestones of our lives, I invite those who wish to light a candle silent or spoken, to please form a line to my right. And for those with spoken candles, please give your name and try to be brief. The offering is a sacrament of the Free Church. We are supported by the voluntary generosity of all who join us. The offering will now be given and received in grateful appreciation of our shared hopes and values. For the gifts we have received, may we be truly grateful. May we be committed to using these gifts to make a difference in the world and to expand our beloved community. Oh, yeah. This is one of those movies.
You don't want me to do this in a falsetto. Water is life, and which Water is life, and which Water is life, and which Water is life. Let us welcome the rain clouds, bringing life from the sky. Let's give thanks for the water, the sigh of the ocean as it swallows our waste. Let's take care of our planet. It cannot be replaced. Water is life in the Wachoni. Water is life in the Wachoni. Water is life in the Wachoni. Water is life. See the mist as it rises back again to the clouds. Every thought, word, and action shall again come around. Water is life in the Wachoni. Water is life in the Wachoni. Water is life in the Wachoni. Water is life. Water is life.
Thank you, Sean and Susie. That was awesome. And now I would like to introduce today's speaker, Donna Smith. She is a Unity Worldwide Ministry spiritual leader whose training focused on pastoral care. She is most happy when she can help others find peace and joy in their lives. She is also a Unity chaplain, a Tevze prayer leader and trainer, a Reiki master and practitioner, a nonviolent communication teacher, a student and a teacher of A Course in Miracles, a teacher in the Way of Mastery, and she is active in our Cares and Concerns ministry. Donna? I'll trade it here. Is that it? Close enough? That might not be it.
Yeah, I'll just thank you. Good morning. Now you can see me, right? Good, good. Thank you, Sean and Susie. That was perfect for my message today. Just perfect and so beautiful. Appreciate that very much. Well, it's good to see everyone again. I have an announcement. Did you know there's this big breakthrough with the scientists? They know how to create life now. And so they went to God and they said, guess what, God? We know how to create life now, so we don't need you anymore. And God said, oh, really? How are you going to do that? And they said, well, first we take this soil. And God said, get your own soil. All right. Well, we're going to have a special session today. November 23rd is our day that's coming up soon where we celebrate Thanksgiving. It's the one day of the year that we've set aside. Now, people may come together as families and they may have this wonderful meal. Most of the time, this meal is structured after the ancient Thanksgiving meals of our heritage. And they may even join hands and say what they're thankful for. So it's just a wonderful way to remind us about the things in our lives that we are thankful for. And it's very nice to express those gifts aloud, because when we do that, then they settle within our hearts just a little bit deeper. So I would like to encourage us, though, to do this every day. To be thankful for who we are, what we have, and all the beautiful gifts in our lives every day. Now, our ancestors knew how to do that. They knew about the oneness of life. They knew about the sacredness of all things. And they knew that when we move away from this, then we suffer. They already knew that. And they knew all of that without microscopes and all of that we have today. They still knew from their hearts and from their intuition the oneness of life. Now, many people have lost the awareness of their divinity, and they have lost their connection to Mother Earth and to their connection to all of life, actually. Instead, they have moved their focus to this fast-paced, materialistic world of being that we have created. Now, that's not a judgment. It's just the way things happen when we're not aware of who we are. So this has caused a lot of suffering, hasn't it? Moving away from who we are, moving away from the oneness of life. And we see it every day. And so now it's time for us to go back into our hearts and begin the healing process. And through that healing process, we want to start with being grateful for the gifts of life. William Ward wrote, God gave you a gift of 86,400 seconds a day. Have you used one to say thank you? That's a lot of seconds, isn't it? Meister Eckhart wrote, if the only prayer you said in your whole life was thank you, that would suffice. Now today I want to share something very special with you. I want to bring your attention back to the ancients who celebrated gratitude and thanksgiving every day. What I want to share is the Haudenosaunee Thanksgiving Address. Now, this translation of the Mohawk version of the Haudenosaunee Thanksgiving Address was developed, published in 1993, and provided courtesy of the Six Nations Indian Museum. You have a handout in your program today that is the Thanksgiving Address. The Haudenosaunee people, also known as the Iroquois, tell us that the words of the Thanksgiving Address are their gift to the world and are meant to be shared. The address is also known as the words that come before all else, and are traditionally spoken to greet the day, before any meeting starts, or before any negotiation starts between nations. So I have 4 wonderful readers who are going to assist me this morning, so I'd like to invite you to come up. JC is number 1, so she's first. Then Lily, and then Larry, and then Kathy. Thank you for coming up. I need the mic, please. Now, again, you can follow along in the insert in your program. Now, my readers will speak the words slowly, and I encourage you to take in every word and feel its full meaning. They may seem simple words. However, we must remember that truth is never complicated. So I invite us all to say together after each reading, after each one, and it's in there in your program, now our minds are one. So we're going to say that as a congregation after each one. The words that come before all else. The people. Today we have gathered, and we see that the cycles of life continue. We have been given the duty to live in balance and harmony with each other and all living things. So now, we bring our minds together as one as we give greetings and thanks to each other as people. Now our minds are one.
The Earth Mother. We are all thankful to our Mother, the Earth, for she gives us all that we need for life. She supports our feet as we walk upon her. It gives us joy that she continues to care for us as she has from the beginning of time. To our mother, we send greetings and thanks.
Now our minds are one.
The waters. We give thanks to all the waters of the earth for quenching our thirst and providing us with strength. Water is life. We know its power and many forms, waterfalls and rains, mists and streams, rivers and oceans. With one mind, we send greetings and thanks to the Spirit of water.
Now our minds are one.
The fish. We turn our minds to the fish life in the water. They were instructed to cleanse and purify the water. They also give themselves to us as food. We're grateful that we can still find pure water. So, we turn now to the fish and send our greetings and thanks.
Now our minds are one.
The plants. Now we turn to the vast fields of plant life. As far as the eye can see, the plants grow, working many wonders. They sustain many life forms. With our minds gathered together, we give thanks and look forward to seeing plant life for many generations to come.
Now our minds are one.
The food plants. With one mind, we turn to honor and thank all the food plants we harvest from the garden. Since the beginning of time, the grains, vegetables, beans, and berries have helped the people survive. Many other things draw strength from them too. We gather all the plant foods together as one and send them a greeting of thanks.
Now our minds are one.
The medicine herbs. Now we turn to all the medicine herbs of the world. From the beginning, they were instructed to take away sickness. They were always waiting and ready to heal us. We are happy they are still among us, those of special who remember. We are happy there are still among us those special few who remember how to use these plants for healing. With one mind, we send greetings and thanks to the medicine and to the keepers of the medicines.
Now our minds are one.
The animals. We gather our minds together to send greetings and thanks to all the animal life in the world. They have many things to teach us as people. We are honored by them when they give up their lives so we may use their bodies as food for our people. We see them near our homes and in the deep forests. We're glad they are still here, and we hope that it will always be so.
Now our minds are one.
The trees. Now we turn our thoughts to the trees. The earth has many families of trees who have their own instructions and uses. Some provide us with shelter and shade, others with fruit, beauty, and other useful things. Many people of the world use a tree as a symbol of peace and strength. With one mind, we greet and thank the tree life.
Now our minds are one.
The birds. We put our minds together as one and thank all the birds who move and fly about our heads. Creator gave them beautiful songs. Each day they remind us to enjoy and appreciate life. The eagle was chosen to be their leader. To all the birds, from the smallest to the largest, we send our joyful greetings and thanks.
Now our minds are one.
The four winds. We are thankful to the powers as we know as the four winds. We hear their voices in the moving air as they refresh us and purify the air we breathe. They help us to bring the changes of seasons. From the four directions they come, bringing us messages and giving us strength. With one mind, we send our greetings and thanks to the four winds.
Now our minds are one.
the thunderers. Now we turn to the west where our grandfathers, the thunder beings, live. With lightning and thundering voices, they bring with them the water that renews life. We are thankful that they keep those evil things made by the Okwasiris underground. We bring our minds together as one to send greetings and thanks to our grandfathers, the thunderers.
Now our minds are one.
The sun. Now we send greetings and thanks to our eldest brother, the sun. Each day, without fail, he travels the sky from east to west, bringing the light of a new day. He is the source of all the fires of life. With one mind, we send greetings and thanks to our brother, the sun.
Now our minds are one.
Grandmother Moon, we put our minds together to give thanks to our oldest grandmother, the moon, who lights the nighttime sky. She is the leader of women all over the world, and she governs the movement of the ocean tides. By her changing face, we measure time, and it is the moon who watches over the arrival of children on the earth. With one mind, we send greetings and thanks to our grandmother, the moon.
Now our minds are one.
The stars. We give thanks to the stars who are spread across the sky like jewelry. We send them in the night, helping the moon to light the darkness and bringing dew to the gardens and growing things. When we travel at night, they guide us home. With our minds gathered together as one, we send greetings and thanks to the stars.
Now our minds are one.
The enlightened teachers. We gather our minds to greet and thank the enlightened teachers who have come to help throughout the ages. When we forget how to live in harmony, they remind us of the way we were instructed to live as people. With one mind, we send greetings and thanks to these caring teachers.
Now
Our minds are one.
the Creator. Now we turn our thoughts to the Creator or Great Spirit and send greetings and thanks for all the gifts of creation. Everything we need to live a good life is here on this Mother Earth. For all the love that is still around us, we gather our minds together as one and send our choicest words of greetings and thanks to the Creator.
Now our minds are one. And our closing words. We have now arrived at the place where we end our words. Of all the things we have named, it was not our intention to leave anything out. If something was forgotten, we leave it to each individual to send such greetings and thanks in their own way. Now our minds are one. So I'd like to thank our wonderful readers. Thank you for participating. Beautiful words, beautiful words. And they remind us of the oneness of life and that every element in life is necessary or we would not exist. I just thought of what Deepak Chopra said. I think I've shared with you before, but he said if we succeeded in getting rid of all the insects in the world, in 5 years there would be no life on this planet. And then he said, if we succeeded in killing the humans off, in 5 years, this planet would be teeming with life. Doesn't say much for humans. So we have to change our ways. I hope that these words touched your heart. They touched mine. When I first read this, I thought, wow, we have gotten so far away from gratitude, got so wound up in our lives. And I think it's time for us now to go back into our hearts and look around at everything you see. I saw a spider this morning and I thought, wow, great for you. I used to be afraid of them, but I'm not anymore. But everything is here for a purpose and is part of why we are who we are and why we can live on this planet. So why do I call gratitude and thanksgiving the elixirs of life? Well, think about how you felt when you were hearing those words of the Thanksgiving address. Just reading or talking or even thinking about gratitude and thanksgiving does the following. It opens your heart to receive and to give. There is nothing higher in anything that you do, think, or say that soothes, heals, and brings as much joy as when you open your heart. Gratitude does that. These elixirs bring peace to your whole beingness. You can feel your body relax and your face even softens. And more than likely, you have a smile on your face when you're being grateful or thankful for something. When you are in gratitude and thanksgiving, you are in the emotion of love. And that means that you cannot be in fear. Love and fear are the two basic emotions from which all of the other emotions that we've given names to originate from. And they cannot abide. So gratitude is the elixir that takes us from fear. And fear is the only place where we experience suffering and the other ills that we have. So ergo, when in gratitude and thanksgiving, you cannot be suffering. Wow. I think that's powerful right there. Gratitude is what brings the feelings of happiness and joy from our soul to bless the body. Your body will look younger and healthier when you are in gratitude. Think about it. Your face is softened, you're smiling. Of course you look younger. Now, these elixirs are soothing to every cell in your body and enhances the healing of your body. And the cells love it when you are feeling gratitude. And their healthiness is their natural state. So when we're in gratitude, we are helping them go back into their natural state. So now I'm going to go a little woo-woo on you. But you all know me. You know I'm woo-woo. Being in gratitude and thanksgiving are very effective in activating the layers of your DNA. There are 12 layers to your DNA. And our scientists are now only seeing the first layer of the double helix. Being in gratitude and love activates the higher DNA layers that we cannot see, but these are the layers that are specifically there to connect us to our source, to our higher self, to our wisdom, and to our intuition. They are in our DNA. And this leads us directly into our truer self. Now, I don't want to go any further right here, more in the future. I could talk all day on this. But when I will say this, when we activate those layers in our DNA, that's when we begin to raise our consciousness. So I would like to leave you on this particular topic, maybe an affirmation that you could say, I activate all the layers of my DNA. Say that to yourself every time you think about it. Because the DNA listens to your words. And they will do nothing until you allow them to do it. So I activate all the layers of my DNA. It's very healing and very powerful. Number 2, woo-woo. We are light beings. Your physical body is surrounded by a torus of light that extends 6 to 8 feet from your body. It is called the Merkabah. It's a Hebrew word meaning chariot. So each one of us is walking around in a chariot of light. And this has been proven by science, by the way, so it's not too woo-woo. But it extends out. And when we are in gratitude, this chariot just beams with light. And when you come into proximity of another person and their chariot of light, and you collide, because we get closer than 6 to 8 feet to people, right? We're colliding our chariots. And if you are coming from a sense of gratitude and thanksgiving, it will affect all those that you collide with. Isn't that fun? You guys, I told you this was woo-woo. But I think of it as walking around and boom, you know, like that. But in a happy, wonderful way, and it can only bring a positive effect to those around you. Matt Kahn wrote, "Gratitude is actualized divinity in form." Divinity in form is the peace and the joy and the wholeness of life. And that's what we are, that's our inheritance, and that's available to all of us. And I think gratitude is the elixir that brings us right to that faster than anything else. Unity Minister Kelly Isola wrote, "When you are lost in the energy of oneness and belonging that is gratefulness, it will be a gift to another as thankfulness. Just like when I drop a pebble in a lake, I watch the ripples move out from the moment it hits the water, yet I will never see how far the ripples reach. I will never hear the stone hit the bottom as I watch it fall into the darkness. I will never know the touch of the wavelets on a fish that swims far away, as unaware of me as I am of it." And so think about that. The power of gratitude affects even beyond what you can see because of the oneness of life. So you are helping everyone when you are coming from your heart and from your gratitude. The whole world you're helping. So I think it's time that we drink in gratitude and thanksgiving and lift ourselves out of the darkness and into this light of compassion. Our world needs so much compassion right now. But I want to also say that whatever you are grateful for multiplies. Now, every morning I give thanks for all that I am, all that's in my life, and for all the wonderful people who grace my awareness. I mean, beautiful people, every one of you. And I also give thanks for the light beings who help me every day, and they do help me every day. I feel them, and they guide me. And this practice has truly brought about amazing things in my life, just from being grateful. So I encourage you to think about that more than just one day a week or a year. Think about it every morning. And I know if you're a writer, and I know some of you are, a gratitude journal. And that is an amazing way to keep reminding you of all the wonderful things that you have in your life. So I want to thank the people of the 6 nations for sharing this beautiful tribute to life and giving us a simple but yet very powerful way to keep the elixirs of gratitude and thanksgiving in our awareness. So I invite you to refer to that address. That's why I provided one for each of you today, so that you can start maybe beginning to make a list of your blessings. And perhaps this November 23rd, when you're sitting with your family or friends and you're having this wonderful Thanksgiving meal, maybe you can share your lists of what you are, that's God calling. But share what those things that you're grateful for. I know the tradition is to hold hands and say one thing, but what about saying more than one thing and really get into it? I invite you to do that. So gratitude truly is the elixir of life. Drink of gratitude and see the miracles that flow to you and from you every moment when you're in gratitude. So I think that's a wonderful lesson of the Thanksgiving address that the ancients knew a long time ago and continue in their tradition to this day. Some of them, I know they do. So I'm happy to present that with you, and I hope that you will read it and feel its power. It is very powerful. So would you like to join me in some meditation for just a few moments? Yeah, so get very comfortable in that body of yours. Just let the chair support it. Drop your shoulders. Drop them a little bit more. And allow your jaw to just relax. Close your eyes. Breathe in the breath of life. And say to yourself, thank you, breath of life. And feel that life pulsing through your body. And say thank you to your body. Your body is an amazing vehicle. That gives you the opportunity for experience. You get to experience your family and your friends. And let us say thank you for them. You get to experience all of the adventures in all of the ways that this earth provides for us. The hiking into the wonderful areas of the earth, the beautiful areas of the earth. The swimming in the sweet waters. The skiing on the snow-covered mountains. The kayaking down the rivers. Let us say thank you for all of that. And after all of our adventures of the day, we go home. We go home to a warm home, beautiful home that we have created. Our place on the earth where we can just relax. And let us say thank you for our home. And then as we go into our hearts, and as we go into our meditations or our contemplations, maybe the walk in the woods as we sit with nature, that time when our hearts open and we feel our true self. Let us give thanks for that. And all of the other life forms, especially our Mother Earth, who provides all of our sustenance. Thank you for her unconditional love, for her wildness and her beauty. And so as you wrap all of the things that you're grateful for in a bubble of great gratitude, envision taking that into your heart, moving it up through a golden cord from your heart to your third eye, and then expressing it out to the all that is, your gratitude, and your thanksgiving. So breathe that in. Breathe it in. And so as you bring your attention back into this space, Be grateful for you. For you are unique, you are special, there is no one like you. And that's the beauty of creation. So let's take a deep breath. Open our eyes and look around and say, oh, I am so grateful you're in my life. Thank you. Do we have time or?
We do have a little time for some conversation. Has anybody got a comment or a question for Donna?
Charles and I have a practice every night. It was suggested to us about 3 years ago, and we do it. We translate gratefulness into joys. And as Americans, we have so much that we just take for granted. But there are also little things that we can be grateful for during the day, like remembering to put the clothes in the dryer and remembering to take them out. Now, that may not seem like much, but there's a lot of little things as well as the bigger things, like a good friend came over for dinner or something like that. So per a friend's suggestion, Lenore Horton, many of you know her, about 3 years ago, she told us about this, and we've been doing it ever since. And sometimes we go, oh, will we remember to tell about this when we say our joys for the evening? So sometimes we do and sometimes we don't. But we almost always say our joys.
Thank you, Sharon. That's a great practice. The little things in life. One time I watched an ant for about, I'd say 5 minutes. This little ant picked up this, whatever it was, little morsel that was probably 3 times its size and just was going everywhere. And I thought, where are you going? Because it seemed to be just, back and forth. And then I went to do something. I came back and it was gone. I don't know where it went. But I was sitting there looking at that ant thinking, wow, you are very strong and you're just very resourceful. Try it someday. You would really get a joy out of it. Yeah, so those little things are important. Yes, Gemma.
Yeah, that's one thing that I felt was missing in this, and that's the insects, which you mentioned later. And I thought, we've got to put that in. So I'm going to put insects in because I
Great.
think they're really important.
They are very important.
Yeah, you have mentioned them 3 times now.
Yes.
So I think, and there's a little butterfly in this picture of the
Oh, yes, on the
with the fruit and the bird.
yes. I think
So insects really are important.
very important. And I thank Genevieve for adding those pictures to that. I just gave her the script of it, and I thought that was great.
A couple of times I've said that my new commitment is God, my mind is gone. Carry on, I'll remember.
Yes, you will.
Yes, she absolutely will.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering if there's any interest in having a UUUC Thanksgiving meal together. So if there is any interest in that, a show of hands would be great. We could publicize it further if there is some interest in getting together here for Thanksgiving. Wonderful. Consider it happening.
Yay. I love it
remember.
when other people cook good food.
Okay, my commitment is kindness. And as I listen to you talk about what that will do inside of me, as opposed to violence or some use of power that way. Oh, then kindness is a power. And that's a whole new thought.
Mm.
And I guess I have to give it time to become. But what you're saying is that what makes me stronger and more capable is power, and is better for the world than me bitching and snarling about what isn't in my control.
Yes. All the things that evolve from the two emotions, love, kindness, compassion, all that is from love. All the other things like anger, depression, blame, that comes from fear. There's only two, really. And all of those other things we create from those. Yeah. Yes. Hi, Sharon.
Hi. I've been deeply saddened recently because a dear friend's granddaughter became a ward of the state. I'm sorry, it's partly my voice. I've been deeply saddened recently because a dear friend's granddaughter became a ward of the state. And there's some concern that the state Child Protective Services is mistaken. And I've watched PBS documentaries on what has happened with Indigenous people and their children being stolen from them. And it seems to be worse more recently than it was in the 1950s when this particular documentary took place. So I am grateful that my 3 children were never taken away from me.
Thank you, Sharon.
Okay. Come on, Alan, then I'll meet you at Teresa. Let's not stand in front of that, though.
Well, while we were all enjoying the opening of the service and singing together, John Asham was downstairs mopping the floor from yesterday's flood. And I want to express my gratitude to John and give him a big thank you, John.
Yes, thank you, John.
May I have the floor?
Well, rules of order, is that in
I need to holler for help. We had major water damage in the basement yesterday. The whole of the basement downstairs needs to be evacuated. All furniture, cardboard, everything needs to be moved out, cleaned, and put back. I'm going to be starting here tomorrow at 9 o'clock.
Oh, man. What leaked?
We had major rain activity. It's called an act of God. It overran the gutters and came in through the basement door. The door? Through the basement door is how the water got into the building, and it's due to an inadequate drain that I built 4 years ago, which needs to be rebuilt, and I'll talk to you all about that tomorrow.
Yeah, we're grateful we have John for this. 9 o'clock? Did you say 9?
9 o'clock, I'll be here.
Mm-hmm.
Can we help right now, John? We're all spent 10, 15 minutes.
There is some work we can do today, but I want to make the project out of it, so hopefully we'll have a chance to go home and take a breath. Tomorrow will be soon enough.
Thank you,
So,
John.
Anyone
Thank you.
else? I do have one small comment. Saturday, I paid my property taxes, and instead of being bummed that I lost all that money to property taxes, I was grateful that I had a house on which to pay property taxes.
Yes.
So
Oh,
that
grateful.
actually changed my whole me.
If you want to come on Thanksgiving, I'm going to put a sign-up sheet back there just so I can keep us all connected.
Okay.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. And rise as you are able. And we will sing hymn number 349, We Gather Together. Today are from John F. Kennedy. As we express our gratitude, we must never forget that the highest appreciation is not to utter words, but to live by them. May we go forth from this place thankful for the life that sustains and renews us, and open to the grace that surrounds and surprises us. May we go forth from this place with openness and with thanksgiving.
Ooh.